Welcome to the DDS Handpiece Hub. This is your reporting section. In this tutorial, we are going to focus on the Makes and Models tab. This tab is dedicated to providing you actionable insight broken down by the brands and models of handpieces used in your practice. For demonstrational purposes, let's first disable the Insights pane and select February 2019 as our date span. As you can see, the core of every report is this table. It displays the brand's name, the average rating of all handpieces submitted, the unrepaired percentage, which reflects the percentage of all handpieces that repairs were cancelled, returned unrepaired, or were otherwise not completed, the total cost of all repairs, average cost of repair, and the number of handpieces that we have seen in this date range. By clicking a button to the left of the brand name, you can expand a details row. Here, you can observe the statistics broken down by each model of the brand. You can see the average rating, percentage unrepaired, total cost, average cost, and the number of handpieces from KVO 20A in February. This can give you great insight into which brands or models work best for your business overall. Now, we would like to introduce you to the sorting capabilities of this report. For this, let's expand our date span to include a lot of handpieces. If you click once on the header of the column will be sorted lowest to highest, twice in reverse, and the third click will disable the sorting. Inside the brand details row, you can also sort by name, number of handpieces, average cost, total cost, percentage of unrepaired, average rating, and even model name. Now let's turn back on the Insights pane. This pane strives to visualize the most important indicators of your business in a few simple figures and charts. All this data is, of course, also being filtered by our date span selection. Let's give it a try. As you can see, the numbers reflect the changes. So let's select the entire year. Here we have an overall average rating of handpieces equal to 4.75, average of about 2.25% unrepaired, about $15,000 of total repair costs, average repair cost of only $167, and 89 handpieces total. These pie charts represent the actual number of handpieces received by brand, and the other one is for the amount of funds spent on the handpieces repaired by brand. This is the map of your expenditure. As you can see, KVO takes up about 25% of all repairs, then Sirona, MK Dent, and W&H, with NSK being the cheapest to maintain in total costs. Let us also not forget about the display filters. So, if you only want to see the costs in the value insights, you can disable others and see only the total cost and average spent. This goes as well for the core table. As you can see, there are only 2 columns being displayed in the table. Let's clear the report and bring all of our display values back. Now we are going to change the date aggregate option. Let's say you want to know how your surgery performed in terms of repairs quarterly. Let's also set up the date span beginning date to the 1st of January 2018. Lastly, let's also disable all information other than cost and average cost. As you can see, the aggregated value insights remain the same, but now, instead of pie charts, we are being presented with bar charts. You can see here that all of your costs are presented for each quarter of 2018 and the first quarter of 2019. To the left is your total cost, and to the right is the average cost. This is also represented in the table. You can see the cost column, which is broken down by quarters. Average cost is also presented in this way. You can easily sort all of your brands by the total cost of repairs in the first quarter or by the average cost of repairs in the first quarter. As you can see, all of the sorting works in the details row as well. Here, we can determine that in the first quarter of 2018, the least expensive model was KVO 660B and the most expensive model to repair was KVO 635B. Let's get back to the chart, shall we? Let's select the weekly date aggregate option. It will present a chart that is quite difficult to read in its initial form. However, you have an option to zoom in. You can use the scroll wheel on your mouse to actually see only part of the chart. We can now see the weeks from 27 to 34 in 2018. To navigate left and right, You can hold down, left click and drag the chart around. You can see it automatically adjusting to the minimum and maximum values presented. If you want to select only a specific period, you can hold the Shift key and then select the period that you want to zoom in. By doing this, we now see the average cost of handpiece repairs from the 22nd week until the 38th week. As you can see, zooming is a great way to distinguish the details of crowded charts. Let's select monthly aggregate now and select the two date ranges that will be similar. Now we see two charts side by side for total cost and average cost. We can also achieve this by changing the date range up the top. This basically concludes our simple introduction into date aggregates functionality. If you want, you can surely use the weekly aggregate or even a daily aggregate. All of them share the same functions. You can zoom the charts with the scroll wheel on your mouse, and you can also use Shift plus Select to zoom to the range and zoom back. Lastly, I will mention export buttons, Export PDF and Export Excel. These two provide you with the way to export the data from the page in front of you. The PDF will contain the page as you see it at the time of the export, and the Excel will export the core table that we can see below.